What is up? What is up? We are back, Black. When you got to work on the weekends, that shit is whack, and that's a fact. What is going on? This is another day, another 10 cents for black folk in the United States of America Incorporated. But it's $10.50 for white folk. I'm your boy Warren G. You already know what it is. Another day. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all just got out of church. That shit. So shout out to all y'all that's doing that. I know that's where y'all just came from. So shout out to y'all. You know. Shout out to everybody that's. Let me fix this shit. My bad. There we go. And shout out to all the people that's handling the business that they need to handle. Shout out to the motherfucking stream because the shit is acting like it's bullshit. Let's see. So shout out to everybody that's handling business. Shout out to people that has got to work at the corn plantation today. It's not fun. It's not fun for anyone at all. So shout out to all you motherfuckers that's asking the dumbass questions like, man, why you got to work today? Nigga, you know why I got to work today. Shout out to everybody that's on that health kick with the sea moss and the lemon water and the vitamins and shit like that. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody that got the day off and handling business. Me, I try to, anytime I got a little bit of time off from the corn plantation, I'm always scheming and plotting, creeping on the come up to try to do something to better myself. Watch a lot of things. I was watching, I think this show called Sneakerhead with King Batch on there. Very, very good. Watched a lot of things with a lot of bit of tidbit of knowledge in it. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of shit that's going on that relates to us in the corn plantation. And there's a lot of people out there right now that's going berserk and going crazy because our man Donald Trump allegedly has COVID-19. You know, if he has it, he has it. Hopefully he makes it through. If not, that's not my problem. That's not my concern. My concern is the anti-black racism that's going on within this country. That's my concern. And how we gonna fix it. And everybody's asking like, oh, well, the first things first, we can't have the president. Yeah, that's fine. But we've survived so many other plagues and bullshit that's been going on the last, 450 years in this country. So I would suggest that you not focus on the president and their physician staff, and if they're gonna give him any type of medication, you need to be worried about your own self. You need to be worried about what medications and what shit you gonna take when this shit really hit the fan. Because when the phone hit the fan, kind of funky. So I think a lot of the times we're worried about things that don't really matter. I think that shouldn't be our focus. I think our focus should be more based off of what are we gonna do to replace the system of racism, white supremacy, and establish a system of justice. I think that's what we should be focusing on. But I think a lot of the times they throw so much at us that we don't know how to focus. That's why I'm still leaving Breonna Taylor's name up. Hashtag Breonna Taylor, say her name, because it's just so funny how none of these politicians want to talk about Breonna Taylor, but they want to talk about everything else. So I think it's quite funny. Quite hilarious about all the other bullshit that's going on. And they got everybody freaked out and worrying and stressed out. My thing is you shouldn't be stressed out and worried about the bullshit. Not at all. You should be stressed out and worried about your financial situation that's going on. You should be worried about, I would say, how are you going to respond to this allegedly outbreak? Because I would say there's two outbreaks. There's a mental outbreak and there's a physical outbreak. You know, chemical warfare is mental and physical as well. Because if they can take your mind mentally, then they already got you physically, in my personal opinion. So I just want to touch on some things. I'm just trying to make sure this stream ain't tripping. Boy. One day it work, and next day it don't work, boy. I tell you. For a fact, and I'll get on this too. Shout out to the Nation of Islam. They've been taking down all the Nation of Islam's videos and shit like that. First of all, this ain't finna be up long. YouTube is finna go out and seek and destroy any black folk that's talking about things that are constructive and about healing our people and moving forward. So they're definitely gonna be going after these black channels on YouTube, because they know there's a lot of people ain't watching TV, they just watching YouTube. So now they can corner the market. It's just like Cox Cable out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Cox Cable could take down the internet anytime they want and say, oops, well, we're fixing on it. And there ain't really nothing you can do because there's no other competitors. That's what the United States of America is built off of. It's built off capitalism, which is on the backs of black slaves. So don't ever think that that's going to change, because it's not. That's real. And you know what? Make sure you distance yourself from the sucker ass niggas that's out there bullshitting and believing in a system that'll never believe in them. That's a fact. Let me cut this music down. Shit, I'm fucking with the goddamn stream. I get to the point where you like, man, fuck it. Fuck the goddamn stream. But hey, man, there's a lot of shit to discuss and talk about. We can get on your Sam Boy, Homeboy, Coon, Daniel Cameron. We can get on a lot of the people that's out there that's fighting a good fight. I was watching this documentary about these police. I don't know if it was on Hulu. I forgot which channel, these Latino cops, the NYPD 12. And they was basically whistleblowing on the New York Police Department because of the quotas. And the New York Police Department was basically like, oh, we don't have quotas. We don't do that. Blah, blah, blah. This, and that. So they was basically like, oh, no, we don't do that. But then a lot of Latino cops came out and they was like, yeah, they wanted us to stop black people. And he's like, I don't want to do that. And they like, well, yeah, you got to do that. Then one brother on there, he had dreads. He worked for the New York Police Department. He scored high on his test, and they was like, yeah, well, you're not getting a promotion. So he questioned his training officer, like, well, why am I not getting a promotion? And he was like, you want me to be real? I'll be fucking real with you, bro. You're a fucking black guy with fucking dreadlocks. You know, that's just not going to fucking cut it. But I don't understand. And then he took the position anyway, and then they started basically, they show you who they are. You have to believe them. And you can't go out of that norm and be like, oh, well, you know, things can change. No, things will never change. That shit is not going to change. Why, Warren? Because why would it change to benefit black folk? They've already gotten their use out of black people. So why would it change? That's a fact. I'm looking at this stream. I might have to stop it and start it over again in a minute. That's for all y'all that's watching on YouTube, because this shit is bullshit, man. And I know for a fact YouTube be doing that shit, because I know they ain't my motherfucking internet. But I'll tell you this. Why would you take that position knowing who they are? Once they show you who they are, you got to believe them. And you can't get frustrated to the point. You got to learn from those frustrations. Of course, talk about it with people that can understand. But then you always have to be formulating a plan. Be formulary in your response of what you're going to do. And don't have this mentality of, oh, well, this is it for me. No. You want to be an entrepreneur? Be an entrepreneur. Right now is the time to sit back, watch, and wait. And the reason why I say to sit back, watch, and wait is because there's so many things that are taking place. You have the president who has COVID after all this time, then all his cabinet has COVID, then Cam Newton has COVID. People think that it's going away because they open up the bars and telling kids to go back to school. Oh, it's not going away. You know, that's one. And two, they want to tank the economy. They're not dumb. They're going to sink it, whether you guys like it or not. So all you people that's out there, just sit back and wait. Eventually, it'll tank you. When it does, all you got to do is sit back and let the chips fall where they may. And don't have a mentality of, oh, well, you know what, let me go do what I need to do now because we don't know what's going to happen with the economy. Well, if you look at how things work, everything. So sit back, watch, relax, strap on your seatbelt. I had to start it up again, man, because this shit is tripping, man. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but this shit is tripping, fucking up the vibe and everything. But I'll tell you this, man. These are just things that you gotta learn, come up with your concepts, know what it is. I would also say this. I think it's very imperative that people on this planet, yeah, dude. I'm on CNN right now, and I see Regal Cinema is getting ready to close. Why do y'all think that this shit ain't gonna stop? Wow, and I was just reading about Thomas Jefferson Byrd fatally shot in Atlanta, police say. Damn. That's fucked up, man. Man. A lot of stuff going on. We'll get on this. You know what type of world you in. House can pick the prison she's going to, right? And then LeBron speaks out against police brutality, and then the goddamn sheriff, the head of the sheriff, LA County Sheriff, Villanova, whatever the fuck his name is, Latino brother, this motherfucker talking about, oh, well, why don't you match the $100,000 reward? Why don't y'all match the $100,000 reward? Y'all got plenty of money in the police union? The fuck? What kind of shit is that? These are just things that, you know, over time to really affect us, but it does affect us. Because when America has the flu, we got stage 4, whatever it is they give us. Because we don't operate on the same level as them. That's why you can see them be at Starbucks, pull out their laptop and code and look at internet and do all kinds of shit while niggas is just trying to help to get to work. So I'm telling you right now, that's the way it goes. Don't think that shit is going to change, because it's not. Not at all. Another thing I'm going to get on is how the whole Breonna Taylor case. You know, these motherfuckers was just waiting and had the sister waiting in the house. I didn't like that particularly. I didn't like how the documentary just kind of depicted like that the police weren't actually bad but weren't good and was just trying to cover shit up. I didn't like that. There was a lot of things about it that I didn't like. You know what I mean? I think it's very imperative for black folk to understand that when you wake up in the morning and you go into the Grove Plantation, it is not your business that you own. You don't own that. You go there, you work, and you keep it a buck. They had a brother on there basically like, oh, well, you know, I went to go up to sister. Well, you didn't really help anything. You didn't really tell her nothing that was going on, and you defended that blue code, the blue line. Because if you did, you would have been in there like, hey, man, we need to tell the sister what's going on with her daughter. You know what I mean? I think, you know why? Because people value their job. That's just the way it is. Just like the NYPD 12. They were starting to tell on motherfuckers, just like the Latino cop was like, yeah, they told me to pull over black people from 14 to 21. Just pull them over and arrest them and throw charges at them, and then we'll figure out the rest. And it's like, damn. And this was a Latino brother that was like, man, I'm not doing that shit. He's like, that shit is whack. But you have to understand, there's more white people that's like, I'll do it with no problem. You ain't got to tell me to pull over no black people. I'll do it with no problem. So there's a lot of other racial groups that are partaking in this anti-black racism and jumping in the way to pull over a black person and show out and demean him and publicly humiliate him. And trust me, y'all think it's just white police officers? It's Latinos, it's Asians, it's the Indians, it's whoever it is. First of all these people classify themselves as white. I don't know why motherfuckers think that they don't. They classify themselves as white. That's not gonna change. They're put there as, I would say, as a distraction. Because basically, look at everybody's template of success. Everybody's template of success is doing business like white folk. And if you do business like them, you low down, dirty, gully, vile, treacherous motherfuckers. You don't give a fuck when you do business like them. You're not a man of your word. You don't care. You laugh and smile with a motherfucker, and then you do them grimy. That shit is never going to change. Not at all. You got to change. You got to change the narrative. First of all, you got to change it in your mind. You got to stop thinking that their success is what your success should be. You can't be successful like them. This ain't your system. That's why when even when I was watching that documentary about the NYPD 12, I was looking at that brother that took the promotion after the dude told him, well, you got dreads and you black. That would have let me know, nah, I'm good. Let me just get this bread and let me go on about my way. I'm not finna, get myself, I would say, involved in the extracurricular politics and all this other shit because, nah, I'm cool, man. I'm not finna do that. I'll tell you this. Your mentality will change when you look at things as a system of racism and white supremacy. See, I think people think, oh, well, I'm a police. They're not going to treat me like that. Yeah, they are. They're still going to treat you like that within the police department. They're going to treat you. The police department, Hollywood, NBA, all that, that's all one big corporate plantation. That's all corporations that are ran by anti-black racists that don't give a fuck about no niggas and will say things and do things. I was watching this thing about this dude who married this woman and she couldn't have kids, and all of a sudden she had kids, and every time he looked up, she had the camera in his face and documented everything. They had this perfect family. And then he started fucking around on her because you could tell she was bossy and he didn't know how to speak up for himself. So he was kind of a nerd a little bit. So he's bossy. Niggas started hitting the gym and getting fit. Then he found a bitch that he really liked that was really on his level. But what I know about the bitch was just telling her friend all the business about their sex life and everything. And I'm just like, well, damn, bitch. That's something you need to be talking to him about. And they never really talked. And then he basically was fucking around with, the other woman and her. And the nigga just got mad and killed the kids and killed her. And my message would be to everyone. Men will kill you. You know what I mean? Like, I think I have to discuss this. When I was watching this, first of all, I like the fact that it was a white man and a black man because they always depict black men as the very volatile men. But it ain't black men just out there killing kids. It's white men doing this at a very high rate. And you should have saw how the police was rubbing his shoulder and very calm with him and treating him. And I said, wow, this is white privilege at its best. And this nigga was so sad. First of all, he failed the polygraph test. Then he brought his dad in there and told his dad the truth, which I think his dad already knew he killed her. I think his dad already knew he wanted to kill her. I think his dad was the one telling him, don't do it. You're going to jeopardize your whole life. But I think he felt like, fuck it. You know what I mean? And when he went to court, the district attorney was like, well, instead of doing that, you could have just got a divorce. But I would say to that white man, well, you guys made this system that way, where a nigga can't even try to take half, but take all the money. Just look at Dr. Dre. Fuck do you think this is where a woman that did what? Bitch, do you even know what an NPC look like? You're not in that studio. Did you sign Eminem and 50 Cent? Man, stop. But now you want over half, and you want millions of dollars every month. And it's some of these things is just like, but because this system has made it that way. That's why. Where we, as human beings, feel like, in my honest opinion, we feel like, oh, well, we're entitled to half because I was with that person. And motherfuckers be like, motherfuckers, to me, always feel like they're owed more. And hey, I guess you're entitled to that. I guess you're entitled to that or whatever. But when you look at the basis of history and what history has shown us, you got to be in there getting the grit in and getting the grind in and handling the business. Not nobody else. So if you're not in there doing that, you can't feel like you deserve more. But I think they've made it that way. I think they've made it that way. And you're like, well, why? Because the United States of America gets off on destruction and chaos. Order out of chaos. So basically, it's an old corporate plantation managerial tactic. If everybody could be fighting and not getting along and complaining and bitching and moaning, then the people that are in charge, the figureheads, they don't have to do anything. They could just sit back and watch all the destruction take place, and they could just sit back and watch. And I think that's what's going on right now. That's why they got the COVID-19 and they got all this other shit going on. It's like, I can tell you this, while you watching all this shit, know the economy is going to tank. Know that things are not going to stay the same. They're not going back to normal. If you're wearing a mask, get used to it because you'll be wearing a mask forever. That's never going away now. You know, for this incurable disease that you don't even know when you have it, and it could just take you like that. You know, those are the things that I think is funny. You know, I even think what's more funny is how they make it such a big deal about Donald Trump and all this. And they want it. It's almost like a scare tactic. In the media, which is controlled by, you know, 3 or 4 wealthiest families, but it's fake news a lot of the times. They'll mix in half-truths and truth. They do all kinds of bogus. I was watching this show last night on Netflix called Vampires versus Brooklyn. And, you know, I just said, let me watch it. Let me give it a chance. So basically, long story short, if you haven't seen it, it's about these vampires who they use this familiar, basically a regular person who wants to be turned into a vampire to buy different properties, right? So this guy has like a real estate management fund where he goes around and he develops different businesses. So basically, it's kind of about gentrification and all that. But as I'm watching the motherfucking movie, I'm noticing, I'm like, what is that sign? That sign looks real familiar. What the fuck is that sign? Then I look at the sign, I look closer. The symbol is Vlad the Impaler, is the symbol that is next to their realty firm. It's the sign of Vlad the Impaler, where you get the story of Dracula or Dracul or Drake or whatever. That's where you get that from. And I said, wow. Now, most people, you would know that if you haven't read or you don't know what it is. Basically, Vlad the Impaler, like Vlad TV, Vladislav, Vladimir, you know, he would kill Moors, impale them, and drink their blood. That's where that comes from. And he felt like it would give him power. Some say he felt like it is said that he felt like it would give him power. It would give him their power. But I digress from that. But as I'm watching it just comes circle fold. They just going around buying up properties. Then all the vampires are white. They're all white. And they you know, one of the vampires, she was very friendly and knew how to speak the lingo. And oh, that's what's up. But she was a vampire looking to gentrify and kill all the black people. And the Latinos, the Afro-Latinos, you know, because they, you know, New York, which I give them that, they did kind of cater to the Latino community. It was a black sister in there, but she was Haitian. They didn't have no foundational black Americans in there, and I noticed that too. You know, but it just talked about gentrification and things that we gotta be, I would say, mindful of. and understand what's going on. The gentrification process is going on whether you like it or not. That's really going on in Harlem and in Brooklyn and in the Bronx. That's really going on. Just like it's going on in Las Vegas, Nevada. I ain't never seen so many white people in my life in certain parts of the neighborhood that you would never even dream to see them in. If you live in Las Vegas, Nevada, and you're familiar with Charleston and Rancho, boy, so many white people over there. I said, God damn, I ain't never seen so many white people in my life. But, hey, that's how the gentrification process starts. First, you seen them walk their dogs. Then before you know it, not only are they walking their dog, they buying a house next to you. Then not only are they doing that, they watching you. And then when you act the fool, they call the police on you so they can force you to sell your property so they can get more white people in there. Then they drive the price up of the property. And then they deem the property that you paid $100,000 worth $800,000. Then they outprice the game, kind of like red lighting type shit, where niggas can't never come back here no more. That's what they do. So if people think that this is going to change, it's not going to change. Donald Trump having COVID-19 does not negate the fact that the anti-black racism is real. That's never going to change. That's one. And I think it's time for us to do for self. Know that we are owed a debt. And until that debt is paid, we still do for self. But hey, motherfucker be like, well, I ain't claiming victim. Well, I am. We're all victims of racism and white supremacy. If you are black in the United States of America Incorporated, you are a victim of racism and white supremacy. I don't want to hear this shit. I don't want to hear the bogus bullshit. I don't want to hear none of that. Stop. Because motherfucker act like, you know, a motherfucker will act like they're not a victim. But as Neely Fully Jr. teaches, we're all victims of racism and white supremacy. That's never going to change until you can replace the system of racism and white supremacy and establish a system of justice. But most times, nobody's establishing a system of justice. Most black people, in my personal opinion, I get it. They just want to maintain, they want to make it comfortable for them, especially if you already got money and bread. You're not going to really speak out. It's just like working at your corporate plantation. How many of y'all niggas gonna go in there and tell your boss, fuck you, I'm out of here? No, you're not gonna do that. So stop expecting these actors and basketball players. Stop. No. The people that speak up are the people that should be speaking up. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's, the Lord Jamars, the conscious community. Those are the people. Stop expecting wealthy black people or rich black people to speak up on our struggle. They don't give a fuck about that. They're not going to talk about that at all. Why would they? I think we're so mystified with why are they not speaking? Well, that's not their job. Then you reverse it and look at yourself. Then why you ain't speaking when you at the job at your corporate plantation? Why you not speaking on all the racism you see at your job? You afraid of losing your shit just like they're afraid of losing their shit. That's why I don't put those type of responsibilities on black folk at the corporate plantation. Why? Because they not trying to lose their shit, just like you not trying to lose your shit. And trust and believe you me, I see the Proud Boys meeting with black folks and all this other shit, and that's all a farce. These are people just trying to clean up their imagery. If you really want to stop anti-black racism, you want to end it, you really want to stop it, and you want to end it, give us the reparations that is deserving of us. Give us the money that is owed to us. Give us our $60 trillion, which means every black person should get between $5 and $10 million. And don't change the goalpost. When you give us the reparations, don't, go back in there and try to change the goalpost and try to be like, oh, well, we gave you the money. We're changing the currency now. So now it's all digital. And that dollar that you have is only 25 cents to our digital currency. Like, don't do no fuckery shit like that. That's how you can help establish a system of justice. Don't change the goalposts and give us the money that is owed to us. And stop acting like you don't owe us no money. It's so funny. You hear all these people, Donald Trump, everybody act like they don't owe nobody. It ain't. And see, you notice they still trying to make him the boogeyman. I'm still waiting on a black agenda from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Where's the black agenda? You're not going to get one. Why, Warren? Because why would that bitch give you a black agenda? She don't give a fuck about no black people. That's not her concern about an agenda specifically for black folk. But if y'all want to go out there and vote, I noticed voting is on every app. Every time you turn on your phone, they got voting. They're texting you voting. When you open up an application, it's about voting. Commercials about voting. They need you to power this system. And that's one thing that I think we haven't figured out. You know what I mean? I just think we haven't figured that out. They need us to power this system. It's like the Matrix. Straight up. Without us, this system doesn't work. I'll tell you that right now. Let's play some shit about Donald Trump. Let's see what they're talking about. More scare tactics, I believe. More scare tactics, more of this, more of that. You already know what it is. Black folks, prepare yourself. Get your vitamins. Do what you need to do. You know what I mean? And stop going around here. Oh man, I need to do this because the white people said do that. Stop it.
Who likes to be in control of the message and his image. I guess this is him taking it into his own hands.
It is him taking it into his own hands, and we've seen that time and time again throughout his presidency, where he's undermined the people who speak for him, or he's held his own press conferences because he didn't think the ones that spokesmen were doing for him were sufficient. But this is different. This is the president who has a contagious disease that we do not have a cure for, that we do not know how to fix for everybody, and yet he got into a car with two Secret Service.
See, that we do not have a cure for. That is the media talking. Look, y'all don't know what they got. Let me tell you something. Anything that they make, they always got a cure for it. That's why it's mysterious. Oh, man, HIV came from a monkey. Oh, it came from this, it came from that. No, it came from the CDC. They made that shit. Chemical warfare. That's what biochemical warfare. You better go read Medical Apartheid, how they was infecting those mosquitoes with all kinds of motherfucking diseases and then drop them over tropical areas where there's a higher population of black folk, because they know black folks going to get mosquito bites. Stop. Y'all know what y'all doing. So stop acting like they don't know what's going on. Stop believing everything that the fucking media says. Decode that shit.
Agents in a heavily armored vehicle with the windows rolled up to come and wave to supporters to show them that he's okay, to show this message that he wants to project, this message of strength and that he's okay. But he's riding in the car with two people and he knows he has coronavirus. You probably couldn't pay someone to get in a car with someone who has coronavirus. And of course, these are agents who risk their life. They sign up for that when they're going to protect the president. But I don't think that they've meant doing it knowing that he has this disease and getting in the car with him with the windows rolled up. And yes, they are all wearing masks, but the president appears to be wearing a cloth mask, these masks that you've seen other White House officials wear, while the agents up front, you notice, are wearing the medical grade mask. As you can see there, it's highlighted on the president, but you can see the mask that the agents sitting up front are wearing. So you understand why the president wants to send this message. It's been clear from the reporting that he doesn't like what people are saying for him, but you have to question who thought this was a good idea for the president to get in a car with two other people knowing that he has coronavirus. And
see, look, they worried about the president. Why he get in the car with other people? He got the coronavirus. Woo. Look, they try to say, we gave him oxygen. Ain't nothing wrong with him, in my personal opinion. The president don't give a fuck about that shit. Because trust me, he's privy to knowledge that y'all will never know about. Even the motherfucking fake news motherfuckers that's trying to amp it up and magnify it and magnetize it like it's some type of bullshit. Oh, he getting in the car with... First of all, he can't go nowhere without his Secret Serviceman. He's the goddamn president. So he can't go nowhere without security. So what they supposed to do? They supposed to put him in a remote control car and have him drive around? Like, I don't get people. But that's how dumb they think the United States of America people are. Deaf, dumb, and blind. Commoner. You know, sheeple. Just people that just go with anything.
he was just diagnosed 2 days ago with this. And so it's going to raise a lot of questions about that. Of course, this is just more sloppiness on behalf of the White House of not letting the reporters who are meant to cover the president and be with him through all of his movements, even when he is at Walter Reed and he has got a contagious disease, they are supposed to let reporters know. And those reporters who are supposed to be there with him are here at the White House waiting for any kind of movement like that, even though the White House had already told them there would be no other movements today. So it does raise the question of how small was this circle, how many people knew that the president was actually going to be making this trip. But to be clear, the reporters who were supposed to be traveling with the president in his designated pool were completely unaware that he was going to make this visit today.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's what's going on, man. Y'all better pay attention. That's what's going on. And they got everybody worried about that. That's a bunch of bullshit. That's a bunch of bullshit. You're like, well, what you mean? It's a bunch of bullshit. Why are you worried about that? Well, what you mean why we worried about it? Well, because why would you be focused on the president having COVID-19 getting in the car with his security? Y'all don't know what the fuck they got going on. Y'all act like just because they ain't told y'all about a cure that they ain't got one. Y'all act like he even have it. Y'all don't know. They could just be telling y'all that. That could be a script that they running. Excuse me. And y'all think, oh, well, he's got it. Then that means, man, please, just like all the basketball players got it. Like they're in this bubble, right? And they're being tested, and some people got masks on, and some people don't. And my thing is always this. They'll do anything to get bread. That's why they got those niggas out there playing in a goddamn high school gym with the fake noise and crowd and shit. Why? Because it's about money and ain't a damn thing funny. So stop thinking that, oh, well, man, please, they're going to do everything for money. Don't think that this shit will stop. Why would it stop? Let me see. Let's see if I can find something. I'm looking up these. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, here we go. I'm looking up. Let's see. I'm looking up this article about these two white boys in Mississippi that ran and chased down and killed a black brother. So I want to talk about this too, because us getting killed doesn't stop. So.
Yes, I know the picture is very grainy, but trust me on this. There were no good pictures of these two. Trust me on this one. Okay, so this came out on the New York Post. Father-son duel arrested for shooting at black teens in Mississippi. Yeah, somehow, when I look at these two, they fit right in down there in Mississippi. Definitely.
Wade Tweener and Lane Tweener was running and driving up and down and shooting at black folk. Now, while y'all worried about COVID, these anti-black racists ain't stopped. Not one fucking bit. But that's what I'm saying. I'm like, why is everybody so focused on that? Why? Because it's getting close to election time. That's why they want motherfuckers to focus on that. But guess what? While y'all focusing on voting some sucker shit, that doesn't stop them from killing us. That doesn't stop them from running up on us. That doesn't stop race soldiers from killing black folk. That doesn't stop any of that. That doesn't negate the fact that we still out here getting killed. You know, getting pulled over and then thrown out the car and then, oh, well, he got a gun. Bang. And then then you gotta wait for Ben Crump to come, which is a settlement lawyer, and broker a deal between you and the anti-black racists. And then they give him some bread, and then he give it to you, and then you gotta be like, oh, the policeman ain't really that bad after all. Even though they shot and killed my family member on live on video, but they done that bad after all. Because that's basically what they doing. That's why they gave Breonna Taylor that $12 million. They get $12 million, shut the fuck up, and leave us the fuck alone. That's what, and they know, well, bitch, your family gonna spend that up back with us anyway. Because all y'all gonna do is go buy cars and clothes and shoes and bullshit. They know what they doing. That's why they put the settlement out there so everybody can know. Because they know you're gonna work 10 times hard trying to keep that $12 million, especially if you ain't never came from no bread. That's another thing about black folks. We gotta be financially savvy and understand what's going on, man, because they can give you the bread. Watch that show, The Gift and the Curse of the Lottery. Motherfuckers making, regular hourly wages, and then they play a scratch off and win $100 million, and then they don't know what the fuck to do. A lot of them people was dope fiends. A lot of them motherfuckers, they didn't know how to act. One dude was alcoholic, and then I think the wife was alcoholic, or the woman was, and then she drove past a stop sign and then fucking killed a motherfucker, and she had to spend the majority of her lottery money fighting a court case because she was under the influence of fucking narcotics and alcohol. But this is what the fuck be going on.
A white father and son from rural Mississippi have been arrested on charges of chasing two black teenagers in an ATVs off the road and then shooting at them. from their pickup truck. Wade Twinner, 48, and his son Lane Twinner, 22, were each charged with 3 counts of aggravated assault, and the incident is being investigated by the federal officials and the local district attorney's office as a possible hate crime. I don't know why y'all so hesitant to label these things hate crimes when they really are.
Thank
They
you.
act like they got a problem with that.
Well, and the reason why is because they know it's a hate crime. But let it have been some moist motherfuckers talking about, oh, this motherfucker tried to take my pussy. Oh, hate crime. Guilty nigga right away. But since it's 2 niggas, oh, who was it? Who got killed? Oh, 2 niggas? Shit, I ain't worried about that shit. Oh, hate crime? What was a hate crime for? They niggas. They supposed to be getting shot at and getting killed. That's how white folks think. But motherfuckers thinking the opposite of the shit. We thinking that, they ain't supposed to be like that. Shit. Better stop the bullshit. For real, for real, for real. Man. That's why I think it's crazy. Let me see what else they got to say.
Who are these people, man? Yazoo County Sheriff Jacob Sheriff told the Clarion Ledger the Twinners told cops they own land on both sides of the road, pay taxes, and don't want people riding ATVs on the road since it's illegal. The Twinners also rammed their truck into one of the ATVs, the sheriff's office said. Authorities found a 9mm handgun and believe another uncovered firearm might have been involved. Previously, the Twinners had posted slogans and memes to their social media accounts, such as Redneck Neighborhood Watch,
Wow.
and You Loot, We Shoot, and images of a Confederate flag. No one was hurt on September 27th. That's when the incident took place, by the way, which had similarities to Ahmaud Arbery. Arbery was a 25-year-old black man shot and killed by a white father-son duel in February while he was out jogging. But one of the victims and his mother told WLBT TV the attack was like something out of a horror movie. One of the teens said, when he closes his eyes, he can still hear the gunshots and feel the shock of the truck hitting his ATV. Yeah, he's going to be traumatized by that for the rest of his life. He saw one of the men shooting at him from the driver's side and the other shooting from across the roof of the truck from the passenger side. Not only did they shoot.
Wow. And that's crazy. But y'all motherfuckers is worried about Donald Trump and worried about, oh, man, COVID and what we going to do. And I got to get out there and go buy some right now, man, because we don't know how long this shit's going to be. Motherfuckers more worried about that than worried about, that could be you. That's why when I go places, I'm always aware of my surroundings. Motherfuckers don't think I do, but I be watching every motherfucker. I'm watching everything, period. When motherfucker come up to you, I remember one time a motherfucker asked me, excuse me, are you lost? I said, no, I'm not lost. Could I help you? Oh, white lady. She said, oh, I said, no, what you mean am I lost? Do I know you? No, I don't know you. So get away from me. And she quickly got the fuck gone. This is the type of shit that happened to black folk, because they just assume that they always got to be helping a black person with something. Like we just walk around with, please, white people, help me. I don't got that on my forehead. So why the fuck you walking up to me? Just like I told you one time I was at the gas station, sitting in my whip, just pumping my shit, getting some petrol. And a motherfucking white dude gets out of his truck, come over there and say, hey man, you're not supposed to be doing that. I said, what are you talking about? He's like, well, you shouldn't be sitting in your truck, right? I said, and who are you, the gas pumping police? And he was just like, yeah, bro. I said, man, bro, get the fuck away from me, man. I said, man, get away from me, man. And then I said, look, all right, I ain't gonna say it no more. And then he just got back in the truck. I was like, because they bold like that. They bold, and then what end up happening is, if I do something to them, they'll go right into victim mode, right away. Right away. The Motherfuckers be thinking I'm bullshitting.
Father and son chase and shoot at 2 teens riding ATVs, Mississippi police say. 2 teenagers came under fire while riding ATVs in Mississippi on Sunday.
Wow. Wow. I'm just looking at, wow, all these people just riding up and down, watch somebody, and then let me just shoot someone. Fuck out of here, man. Let's see what this article is. Brothers can't even ride their ATVs in Mississippi. Yeah, I ain't watching this. That motherfucker look moist. Fuck that. Nah, I'm good. Motherfucker look moist. But I tell you, man, these are just things that we gotta learn. These are things that Wade Tweener and Lane Tweener. Wade Tweener is 48 and the son is 22. See, they went nigga hunting. You know what I mean? Let a father and son of African American or black American go white boy hunting and see how fast their asses be locked up and plastered all over the news. But only in the United States of America, we more concerned about the president having allegedly COVID-19 than anti-black racism that is at its all-time high. And it's not gonna stop. And motherfuckers think that it's gonna stop. That shit is not gonna stop. Why would it stop? And people are like, well, yeah, no, it's not gonna stop. Why would it stop? It's not benefiting them if it stops. It only benefits them if it keeps going. And that's what people gotta understand. If you don't replace the system of racism, white supremacy, and establish a system of justice, then you ain't doing shit. That's why stop thinking that a gay man have taken over the Proud Boys Twitter hashtag. Man, stop. Exactly. And I'll tell you this. So if a moist person has taken over the Proud Boys Twitter account, that means the LGBTQ is anti-black racist, just like the rest of those white people. And to all my people, my black folks that's a part of the LGBTQ, you on this side. You black first. Be one. Remember that. Why, Warren? Because ask Ed Buck why. As he lured niggas in there and give them bread, little nigga crumbs and nigga treatments and shit, and then get them high off crystal meth, which that is not no black person's drug. We don't do no motherfucking crystal meth. If anything, nigga, we just do crack. We don't do no motherfucking crystal meth. That's white people's drug. Shit. If you really want to be honest, we don't do that. And you got them in there doing crystal meth, and then when they die, you don't know how they die. You don't take overdose. I don't know what's going on. Man, stop. So that's what I think about the white LGBTQ elemental PXYZ. Them motherfuckers don't give a fuck about no niggas. At all. And if you think that, you crazy. There's a lot of shit going on. That's why when I was watching the NYPD 12, that Latino officer was like, yeah, they want me to stop black people. I just was like, that don't surprise me, because there's a lot of Latino brothers and sisters that identify as white and treat niggas fucked up. It's the truth. Every other racial group takes their turn using us as a punching bag or a doorstop or a fucking welcome mat. Each of them do. Each racial group does that. That's, you know why? Because we long to be like them and not like us. Why they sitting up there culturally appropriating our shit and wanting to be like us. This is what makes me laugh too. Every other racial group can recite Tupac lyrics and all these rappers' lyrics, you know, and they can even do a Tekashi Snitch 9 and start singing our music, right? Now, what do you think would happen to me if I dressed up in a poncho and a sombrero and some tight jeans with the little belt buckle and the little bells on the side of my pants and I got my boots on and all this shit, and I start singing that mariachi music? They wouldn't allow that shit to happen. They'd be like, what the fuck is you doing? They would not allow that at all. And if I went to Mexico and did that, I'd probably be killed. But only in America, a motherfucker could culturally appropriate our shit and get away with it, and nobody says anything about it. Only in America. sometimes you just have to wake up. You know what I mean? You can't just be in the matrix the whole time and just be asleep. You got to wake up. You got to jack out of that matrix sometime. That's why when I be looking at this shit, I be like, hey, man, what the fuck? You know, the Proud Boys, to me, is just another extension of the KKK. They don't fuck with niggas. I don't care how many times they sit down with niggas. The KKK sat down with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as well, if I'm not mistaken. They sat down with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We don't like y'all, and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was like, and we don't like y'all. We gonna stay over here? Okay, and we gonna stay over here. Just like the Italian, the mob. The mob didn't like the Nation of Islam, but the mob didn't want to fuck with the Nation of Islam either. So that's why they didn't fuck with them. They left the Nation of Islam alone. That's how it's supposed to be. We ain't gonna fuck with y'all shit, but don't fuck with us. It's gonna be trouble, and that's how it should be. Everybody should be on code. Just like I'm gonna keep talking about. I'm glad that Lord Jamar and all of them was on code on Vlad TV, Vladislav, Vladimir. He just exemplifies that white boy, anti-black, racist, fake, phony behavior. Like, I don't care if his wife is black. He just showed me through all his years of Vlad TV how messy he is and how much he loves to culturally appropriate what we got going on and make money off of it. Why don't you go make money selling stock and doing the shit that you do? Why you? No, because you like having power over black folk. You like black folk kissing your ass and coming to you to be on your show. Because if you didn't like that, you wouldn't do it. And if you didn't like that, you would put everybody on. Like Lord Jamar said, a friend puts everybody on. They want success for themselves as much as success for you. Which brings me to my next thing. We gotta want the success. Get away from people that don't want it. Some people are scared of it. I know of once upon a time I was scared. I was afraid and scared of my own success because you like, damn, how am I gonna maintain? How am I gonna do it? How am I gonna do that? Sometimes you gotta just be like, fuck being afraid, fuck being scared, and you just gotta do it, man. You gotta take risks. You know, as long as it's a risk to better your future, but you gotta want better for yourself. And I think a lot of the times we go to these white people and seek validation. Like Master P said, you think because you white, you right? No. And I think a lot of us, in my personal opinion, we seek their approval. That's why they act the way they act. When you no longer seek their approval, they do not like that at all. And they'll treat you as such too. They don't like it. They got issues with it. And they're never gonna change it. And you're like, well, why? Well, because the system has benefited them the last 450 years. Why would they change it? That's why they can get on TV and be like, well, that's not my doing my great-great-grandfathers did, but you're a direct beneficiary of what your great-great-grandfathers did. So why is that? Why is that not a problem? Well, it's not a problem because it benefits them. White privilege benefits them. That's why they're never going to denounce it or, no, what they'll do is they'll deflect and use white fragility, act like they don't possess white privilege. And well, why don't you tell us what's being said when we're not in the room? Say the real. I see it every day. So you ain't got to show me. I see it from every racial group, how they I'm Nigerian. And then they get on the court plantation, they act just like white folk. I am Jamaican. I am Latino. I am Honduras. I am Colombian. But then when they get on that court plantation, they mimic white people, period. I don't care what you say. I don't care how you slice it, dice it. That's who they mimic. That's not going to change. It's not going to change your situations and the scenarios that you are in. You can only do that. You can only do that. That's why I was watching that when I was watching the NYPD 12, and the white dude had told him straight to his face, well, dude, you're a fucking black guy with dreads. That right there should have been offensive enough to be like, all right, well, maybe this shit ain't for me. But when you were raised that this is all you know, then you like, fuck it, I'll still take it. And he still took the job. And I'm just looking like, nigga, what? You know, but I guess. You know what I mean? Hey, everybody's different. We don't know. Sometimes you come into the knowledge after that. That's why each one has to teach 21. I'm not saying don't want a promotion and don't go to the court plantation not wanting more for yourself. If that's your shtick and you know how to maneuver through that system, man, go ahead and do that. Be down. But I'm telling you right now, They're never going to see you as equal. They're never going to treat you as equal. And they're never going to show any type of empathy towards you for what you have endured as a black person in the United States of America. That's never going to change, man. I think everybody think it's going to change because of Donald Trump. But when we get Joe Biden and Kamala, all this racism is going to stop. Man, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are they the biggest racists that we watching. Trust and believe you me. Motherfuckers act like they going to make some type of major change that's going to benefit black folk when they get in office. Man, stop. Motherfuckers don't give a fuck about no niggas. But, like I said before, we treat the system of racism, white supremacy, and the institution of racism like it goes on pause, and and we can just put it on pause, and then no, the shit never goes on pause. I don't care how nice they are to you. That shit never goes on pause. Once, and y'all motherfuckers think because of COVID-19, okay, we gonna put the racism. That don't mean shit. Motherfuckers act like, look, let me tell you when anti-black racism gonna stop. When these aliens come here, if another species comes to the world and was like, all right, we killing everybody, then that's when white people go. But no, white people, they gonna be trying to make a deal with them. Well, just kill the niggas and we'll be your humble servants. Knowing them. They've done it before, they'll do it again type shit. But hey, I digress from that. I learned a lot. I was even watching this show Woke on Hulu. And it's a fairly okay, good show. But it just shows exactly when he started telling how he really felt, how he really felt about shit. They basically parted ways with him. Here, let me read this. Megan Thee Stallion slams Kentucky AG over Breonna Taylor's case on SNL. Rapper Megan Thee Stallion, let's see if we can find. Let's go on YouTube. Let's see if we can find Megan Thee Stallion talking about Daniel Cameron. Let's see. We're going to see if we can find something. Let's see. Stallion. About. Let's see. Let's see if we can find that. Let's see if we can find it. This might be hold on, let's see. Because, motherfuckers. Let's see.
The most disrespected, unprotected, neglected person in America is the black woman. Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair, the color of your skin, the shape of your nose? Who taught you to hate yourself?
Oh, so they let them play Malcolm X. Okay.
Daniel Cameron is no different than the sellout Negroes that sold our people into slavery by
But you about to start shaking your ass, though.
We need to protect our black women and love our black women. Because at the end of the day, we need our black women. We need to protect our black men and stand up for our black men. Because at the end of the day, we're tired of seeing hashtags of our black men. I'm savage, classy, ratchet, sassy, hacking, stupid.
Okay, you saying that, but then you're shaking your ass. So I get it. I guess that's what you're doing. Shout out to Meg Thee Stallion for doing that. But oh man, I get it. I guess I think what Tory Lanez did was cowardly, shooting a bitch in her pinky toe. But I think it's in poor taste, in my personal opinion, that y'all do that WAP song you know, her and Cardi B at that time, I just think that's poor taste. And I think y'all management team is just more focused on money and being relevant than the social climate of what's going on. That's just my personal opinion. You know what I mean? That's just my personal opinion. Hey, maybe some people liked it. My thing is always this. We don't always have to be on there shaking our ass. You know, because then how they do is they flip it, and then after they flip it and they be like, well, see, look at how they act. You know, I can't get to the message because she's so busy shaking her behind. You know what I mean? Yeah, but then again, nothing will ever make these people happy. Honestly. Nothing to make them happy. You know, these are just things that we should be paying attention to and looking at. You're like, why are you saying that? Well, it's the truth, man. It's the truth. Stop going to these court plantations and think you're going to find refuge and friendship. These people are not your friends. These people on your street, your neighbors ain't your friends. They don't give a fuck about you. You got certain family members, they ain't your friends. You just dealing with them because you're related to them. You know, but you have to wake up and understand what's going on. Can't nobody wake you up. I think that's what it is too. We be waiting to, well, you gonna wake me up? Or then when you woke, you want everybody else to be woke. Just like on the show, Woke. This guy was a black cartoon writer and he would write cartoons and shit like that. But then when he started saying the real shit, they parted ways with him. And then he tried to go back and fix it and repair it and apologize and all this other stuff. And then along the line, he was trying to kind of figure out how he could do his own thing. And then as he do his own thing, the company he was working for put a lawsuit out on him. Like, well, we suing you because we own the rights to that. And then the first thing his friends do is, you didn't own that? So that should show you and tell you right there, man, own the rights to the shit that you do. When you partner up with these white corporations, don't just sell all your rights for some money. And I know a lot of reasons why we do it, because we desperate. And see, the dominant society knows that we're desperate. So then they treat us like desperate niggas because they know we're desperate. Sometimes even when you're desperate, you gotta be like, nah, fuck that. Like when Jimmy Iovine offered Master P $1 million, Master P was like, well, if he offered me $1 million, then I wonder how much I'm really worth. But to a motherfucker that's broke, come from the projects, they like, I got it. But Master P was so savvy, he like, nah. And then look, he ended up being damn near a billionaire off his mind and knowing and grinding and going through all the struggle. And some people didn't like his docuseries. I liked it. I'm not saying everything was 100% facts. I'm not saying everything wasn't 100% facts, but I can tell you this. Master P has done a lot of shit for a lot of people, and he's a hustler. He's got noodles that niggas talk shit about. Oh, the sodium is high. But niggas that eat ramen noodles every fucking day, but talk shit about his shit. That's black self-hatred. That's crabs in a barrel. That's the plantation Negro worker against the other plantation Negro worker. The field Negro versus the house Negro. You know what I mean? That type of shit. That's what it is. It's you don't want to see somebody, doing good. A lot of it is that. Motherfuckers think it ain't that. A lot of it is that. I don't care what nobody say. A lot of it is that. And it's not going to change. And people are like, why you think it ain't going to change? Because like I keep telling you. Like Dr. Claude Anderson says, why they keep killing us? Because simply they can. That's why. And they'll keep doing it. And they don't give a fuck what you say. Why, Warren? Because this system benefits them. Why would they give a fuck about it benefiting you? Even I like what Chris Rock said, how he said Obama was beneficial for white people. Yeah, he was beneficial for white people. All black people that are in office, that are politicians, are beneficial for white people. They're not beneficial for black people until black people put bread on their head and make them do what we need them to do. Rent and lease them like Dr. Claude Anderson talks about. And black labor, white wealth. But hey, man, I appreciate everybody listening. I hope people listen to this when you at the court plantation. It only gonna make sense then. Sorry about the goddamn shit. This shit always be tripping in the beginning. But hey man, I appreciate everybody listening, subscribing, check it out. Think about what I said though. Decode what I'm talking about. Think about what I'm saying about the COVID-19 and how they so worried about, oh, he's getting in the car. Any person with any scruples will be like, well, do you want him to get in a motor control car then? then how the fuck is he supposed to get around? He needs Secret Service. He is the president. They act like because he's the president, he ain't supposed to be going nowhere. Well, if he's following standard procedure with his mask on, then what the fuck? And because they trying to push the envelope and make it bigger and worse than what it is. This is all the big scheme, and I think it is to tank the economy. That's why Regal Cinema's getting ready to probably go out of business. AMC is too. AMC is just desperate for money. That's why they just open it up and playing old-ass movies that don't nobody want to go see. They ain't making no money because all the studios are closed. And all the movies that were getting ready to be released, everybody took them. Everybody took the movies. It was like, well, we're not releasing this shit until we get bread off this shit. Trust and believe you me, everything boils down to money. That's why the NBA got these niggas slaving to go play a goddamn game and risking their quote-unquote lives for the COVID-19 virus, when in actuality, you already know what it is. You already know. If it's not about money, then nothing else is funny. Trust and believe you me. These niggas ain't playing no basketball for the love. They playing because they get paid and they need bread. Some niggas put their bread to the side where they like, fuck it, I ain't getting paid. Like Bradley Beal and all them other niggas. Some of them niggas was like, nah, I ain't fucking with that shit. I'm just chill with my family. I'm cool. I did the right thing with my money. Some people did the right thing with it. Some niggas is living check to check. Because remember, they get paid on the 1st and the 15th like government employees. Like welfare recipients. They get paid on the 1st and on the 15th. That's when they get paid. And then a lot of niggas like LeBron, just for example, he has all kinds of different endorsements. That's why he's going to constantly have money coming in. Because he got all kinds of endorsements. But everybody else don't have that. So that's why motherfuckers like, well, fuck it, I'll play. Hey, what's going on, Josh? I see you. But hey, man, look. Go do the research for yourself. Go read. Reading is fundamental. If you're not reading, then you're not learning. I'm not saying you got to read 10 hours a day. Don't do no clown ass shit like that. Your brain is not going to be able to retain all that shit. If you don't do nothing but read 30 minutes a day, you're good. If you read 30 minutes a day, you good. 30 minutes, you're like, what do you mean? 30 minutes. 30 minutes a day. If you read 5 times a week, 30 minutes a day, 3 times 5 is 15. What's that, an hour and a half? A week? Hour and a half a week? If you read more than 30 minutes a day, you read 40 minutes a day. If you read 40 minutes, I'm just saying, that's how you do it. You break it down in increments. If you don't do nothing but read 15 to 20 minutes a day, that's better than not reading at all. But man, I'm telling you right now, go do the research for yourself. Stop being alarmed by this COVID-19 thing and be worried about this anti-black racism thing. Because that's what's the outbreak. Because if you notice, you got motherfuckers like Wade Tweener and his son doing exactly what they did, exactly what those other 2 white people did, those other 2 anti-black racists did to Ahmaud Arbery. Ran up on that nigga and shot him and killed him. And that's what they doing again. That's why you be mindful where you go, where you at. I don't care if a motherfucker smiling with you. Let them smile with you, but you be looking at them upside their head, because when the shit jump off, them niggas ain't gonna be on your side. Them niggas gonna be against you. That's a fact. And other niggas gonna be against you, because other niggas gonna be like, no, master, what about me? No, master, no, why? No, they gonna be just like Steven from Django. And don't think that shit is ever gonna change, because it's not. That shit's not gonna change. You know how it changes? Support black businesses. blackandnoble.com. Go buy the shit. Go on Freedom Paper Company. Like I said, Freedom Paper Company was on some bullshit, but that's okay though. I'll let it slide. Cause you know what? I know it went. I put it like this. I know it went to a good cause. Cause we so quick to flip on a black business, but when it's a white business, they can fuck up all day long, all day strong. And if you're that way with a white business versus a black business, then white people are your God. If you that way when you go on the court plantation, oh, that person's they're the director, they're the president of the company, they're the manager, they're the supervisor, then you're concerned about titles and degrees. And according to Dennis Kimbrough, Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, in The Wealth Choice, poor people talk about cars, clothes, and shoes. Middle class people talk about titles and degrees. And wealthy people talk about bank accounts. And that's it. That's it. Hey, man, this is No I Don't Know TV. Shout out to Nuke. Shout out to everybody that's out there handling business. Hey, man, listen to what I'm saying. Take it for what you need to take it for and go do the research on your own and go read the books. Niggas, enjoy the rest of your day. And if you still got to go to church later on tonight, guilty, nigga. I'm out. Peace.